We're fine. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Mondays with Beauty. Hey, Alhuno. How are you? It's good to see you. We are starting Stanley Parable today. I also did try a shit ton of things to try and make it so that my drop frames are less, because I don't know why that started happening. There's like no correlation to it. But we will see if any of it worked. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, that's really cute. I like the ones where he's going Goomba. Goomba! Goomba! This is pinching my ear. Why is it pinching my ear? It's not even a freaking... It's just a hook. Why do you hurt? Why does this hurt? Here we go. Maybe? 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 Yes. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. Daring! Welcome in. How are you doing? Care Bear hug. Alright. Until the computer is barely visible. I'm sorry, I'm blind, so I don't care. We're gonna brighten it up. How you doing? Current time, God. 5, 6. Oh, we going all the way around? Okay. Okay. Note, accessibility settings can be accessed from the main menu. Nice. You just woke up from a nice nap? Nice. You gotta love the naps. Okay. So far, everything looks happy. Now, I have seen gameplay of this. It's been a really long time, and it wasn't this specific edition. And I've kind of peeked at the achievements just because I was curious how crazy they got. And some of them are hilarious. The end is never the end. Is never the end. Is never the end is loading.
This is the story of a
What's
man
up, big
named
guy?
Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was
Hi,
very
Ro. Welcome in. Thank you for those gift subs. You didn't have to do that, my friend, but it's so good to see you. How are you?
But as he came to his he got up from his desk and stepped
Hi,
out of his
Darth.
office.
Welcome in. How are you doing? Your finger slipped? I call BS. How are you? Oh my goodness. I gotta fix yours. I don't know why the auto... Every now and then
Angry.
my auto shout out just does not work. You're playing Poker Rogue.
Ugh.
Nice.
Ugh. Salt.
That's a
Much
Fortnite one.
salt. All of the salt. I'm
All of the
saltier than
salt.
a saltine cracker right now. Ugh.
Might as well use it now.
I'm doing good. It's it's a Monday. It's been a Monday. Ooh, I move like so quickly. You're still at work? Oh, I'm sorry. Hopefully it goes quickly for you though. Which one do you want to watch, big guy? That's a short. You don't want the shorts. Oh, holiday sale. Yeah. You guys are gonna be busy. I don't know what the controls are other than moving. What does this say? We can crouch. Oh, I hate Mondays. That's
I said
appropriate.
you're ugly. I didn't say you're not ugly. I was talking to the ghost, Mr. Artful.
Hey, Rexter. Welcome in. How are you? I'm not typing that in.
I said not. I said not.
Because that's a lot of typing and I don't feel like it. Hey, Hats. Welcome in. How are you? I know. I've been dying to play this since the first version came out.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed... Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
Am I mocking your job? No. There's an Amara in chat. Catch that Pokemon. It's adorable. No, I'm just saying I'm lazy.
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks. No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have
I
meant
can't
something.
help you
It
right
has
now,
to be
big guy.
a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
We're doing good. The kiddos are just chilling. I'm determined.
You were close.
I broke it. I like work. I just hate my boss. Who farted? I think we need that mug too. Be my Valentine. That's fucking cute. Does that say what I think that says? Fuel. Okay. It does not say what I think that says.
Stanley clicked on literally every single door in the office because he doesn't pick up well on cues from his environment. Oh, great! Now, go click a few times on door 437.
Don't think I won't, Mr. Narrator. Wait, where's 437? Here's 437.
Excellent! I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
Did you fart, big girl? No. I don't know. It sounded like you did. 415. That's 417. 416. 415.
Now, back to door number 437.
I want to jump. I just got an achievement for you can't jump. Or an achievement for getting an
Let's see.
achievement.
How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine? All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere. Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk. Yes! This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416. We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one again!
There's no copy machine in here, no.
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430! Yes! We did it! Oh, wow. That felt amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today. Just think, only a few minutes ago you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now, what were you thinking?
I love this game.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Hey. Alright, we're going to... Sorry, contact shifted. We are going to listen to him for this playthrough. And see how that goes. I want to try... What is that one called? The one that's like Among Us but 3D-ish?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer
Yeah,
there.
that one. It looks like a lot of fun. Let's see. Meeting room floor 4XX. Group cabal planning. Oh my god. Meeting schedule. Monday. Weekly targets. Admin. Marketing Mondays. 451's private time. Group 40X. Group 45X. This box is too small. Tuesday, termination Tuesdays, office efficiency, legal, group 41X, group 46X. Wednesday, IT department, we're broke Wednesdays. Financial panic meeting, bosses inspection, group 42X, group 47X, 8 bird. What is 8 bird? Okay. Thursday, mergers, there's no like Thirsty Thursday, that's kind of sad. Ideas in development, Group 43X, Group 48X, pre-review of weekly review. It's just normal Wednesday, yeah. Also, guys, thank you for the hype train. We got a level 2 hype train. Pyro, thank you so much. You're incredible. Friday, weekly review, pranking floor 5 meeting. I like that. What to do about 432. Don't tell 432 about the meeting. Group 44X, Group 49X, office party! Do not alter without consulting whiteboard manager. Rip Franz. The future was yesterday, tomorrow is now. Targets. Pushed for funding for R&D of new coffee machine. Standardize graphs. Not cost efficient. Get Chris out of the broom closet. Synergize papers. Hire someone to synergize papers. Papers are too synergized. Fire paper guy. Hire somebody to fire the paper synergizing guy. Who moved my desk? Please keep the targets on the topic of... Tomorrow, complete today's unfinished agenda items. Write next day's agenda. Reflect. Employee 417, 491, 431, 405, 416, and Jim. Alright, this earring has to come out. It's like burning my ear, unfortunately. Today is just a day for no earring in that ear. And that's fine. Sometimes that just happens. TPS report. Alright, bi-quarterly post-review review. We need less reviews. 402 and 405 want to get rid of the death sport portion in the primary review schedule, but I think that's a stupid idea. More water coolers, more water cooler heaters. Charts need to be more hip to appeal to the teenage demographic. Find teenagers to put in teenage demographic. Big net? Some sort of child trap? Teenagers size of demographic. Space between the teenagers, a lot of percent. Throw something in the ideas bin. No more no more bin/trash cans. Renaming of idea bin. Firing of me. Ideas bin. What do people want? Things. Happy feelings is crossed out. Violet James, you are fired. Money, more money. Things, but with money to buy more things. Graphs, graphs about things and money. We have our new product. The stock market is somewhere here. Colored in segment, stripes, pie, target demographic teenagers. What is hot? Profits, 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 profits.
There's your answer.
Hey Primal, welcome in. How are you?
Christ.
We don't have more chicken nuggies right now. You want to eat some french fries or your
where
pizza?
do you put the paste?
You don't. You get someone that knows what they're doing to do it, Emma.
There you go. You were last playing Phasmo. Oh my goodness. Nuggies are riot? He had his chance, he just did not eat them. So his sister did. To do, synergize core value expenditures, shift global market paradigm, maybe? Monetize free to play. Okay. Okay. No one's in the broom
Stanley
closet.
stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Okay.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Wow. Wow. Y'all, they have soap up here. To be rich, is it a crime to commit crimes? Isn't it rich? What a life it would be to have to pick just one. Can we flush? We can't flush. Can I have like a... No. I was hoping to have like a little, um, reticle, but I guess not. Hey, Stunt Papa, thank you for the lurk. You're gonna take a test. Good luck on your test. You got this. You can do it. That was rude. Who's closing all the doors behind me? Oh my god, look at the phone book. We're not Yellow Pages.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
There's a Silcoon in chat. Catch that Pokemon. Also, y'all, thanks to B12, I have started the Pokemon
Stanley
trading
just sat
card
around twiddling
game
his thumbs. Trying to input anything
pocket
on the device was useless,
thing.
since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
You don't want Blaze?
2845.
What do you want to watch, Big Eye?
Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself, and Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Well, aren't you snarky McSnarkerson? I was getting there.
You were close.
Can I steal this light? No. It's one of the lights we like to have in Ghost Watchers, though. Um. Why are you putting that on your head, silly goose? This is why I have the brightness all the way up, because I'm blind. What are you doing with it on your back? Okay, do we just fall? Oh.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was
Only
a
a bit?
stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now? when for years it had never occurred to him. This question would not go unanswered for long.
I'm Mr. Meeseeks! Look at me!
Hi, hubby. Love you. We miss you.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Okay, but it says to call 914.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
I already forget what our number was. Pirate! There's a pirate! Arr, matey. I will say stream seems happier today. For now. We'll see if it sticks this way.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Probably.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all. And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Fighting the algorithm hats.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other
200%
mysteries did
viewer.
this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
I would love to. There we go.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Beat the game. Alright, cool. And we're back at the start. Alright, now we're gonna try and do opposite of everything that he tells us.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. Yes, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope. Nope.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Caution, do not lie. If you are lying right now, stop. Okay, let's see. Do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. Will cause death. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, 1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, 5,000. Okay, but I can't jump anyway, so...
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Danger everywhere. I need that sign. No buckets past this point. Where's a bucket? Can I have a bucket? Where's a bucket? Must find bucket. No bucket?
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red... All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far.
I know what
Tell you
flippers
what,
do for
let
me.
take a
Oh
stab in
god,
the dark
they give
at a
me
new
Ice
design, and
Palace.
you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Hi,
really
Fish.
why-
Welcome in. How are you? Also, there's a Vespa Queen in chat. Catch that bee. Yeah, this is a fun game. It gets snarky. Ceiling light. Office space. Alright. We're gonna go through the left door this time.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
We're gonna go 3 because that gives 0 help.
Oh, of course. A 3. Really? Maybe next time we can get you to form an actual opinion, you know? Any level of critical
To be
thinking or
fair, I've
engagement with
watched
your
gameplay of
surroundings.
this,
Does that
just
sound
not this
good?
version
Think
of
we
the
can
game.
do that? Yes? Wonderful.
I just love how
Here,
snarky
based
this
on
dude
the
is.
data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly
You were
candid,
close.
I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Good old Neil, Skid, Nicho Nacho, Vola Haga. Stanley. This is you. A dead rat. We'll go with the right one this time.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience. You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
This is definitely a good game to play if you, or stream if you like.
Aha!
Hey,
Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our
this is like that
backstory?
one
What is our motivation? Well, it seems
chapter of that horror
obvious
game.
to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Space buffs. Right now, I'm just pretty much doing the absolute opposite of what he tells me to do when I can.
I
Hey,
was
Phoenix. Welcome in. How you doing? Thank you for
playing
the alert.
and I couldn't. It really messed up stuff on my second monitor. Oh, fuck. Okay. But it's okay. It's all good.
Lame clip. I mean, a good chunk of mine are pretty lame too. Whee!
Oh no. No, it can't be.
We must check the bathroom.
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off. Oh,
But
thank
that
goodness,
was the
Stanley. What a close
bathroom, you
call.
dick.
You really wandered off into that thing, that big open, just wandering around, no right or wrong directions, no path to follow. You can just go in any. Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls. Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
Oh God.
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to
Rocket
get
Pig.
lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed. Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports
Sports
ball. Oh, what fun.
ball.
We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together.
Sports
Yes, I think surely we
ball.
must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun. Hold on. What are you doing? Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Big guy, the next one I'm putting on, I'm not changing. You haven't watched a single one through. Alright, I'm not changing it now. No, 427, that's our number.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley... Oh, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
I wonder if he says anything the longer we're in here. Twerking in the broom closet. Twerking in the broom closet. Twerking, 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 twerking in the broom closet. Can I have the duct tape though, please? That'd be fun. Alright, we're going down this time.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
What? Oh yeah? I can't wait to see it. There's a room from.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why would he take that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something
There's a
occurred to
Bonsley
Stanley.
in chat.
Maybe,
Catch that
he thought
Pokemon.
to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
That's good, big girl.
I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man.
Oh, we're in ads, so we're gonna pause so that anyone who isn't subbed doesn't miss the storyline. I am enjoying this game. I like that there's different endings and it's like choice based. And it's not really all that difficult as of right now. I think Wednesday I might stick with um, Power Wash Simulator, just because it's nice and chill. Um, And then Fridays, maybe I'll do Cult of the Lamb. Because that's what I did last week, and I kind of liked how that felt. But I think it's going to depend a lot on, welcome from Ad Jail. I think it's going to depend a lot on whatever game I'm
Would
playing at the
stumble through
time.
town
And if
talking
it
and
takes
screaming to himself,
more than a
then
stream,
collapse
you know?
dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy
Crash!
people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself
Oh,
how lucky
Flash!
she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind.
Flash!
I know what is real and what isn't.
Grass?
It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way,
Crash?
seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Oh, that's pretty good, big girl. We're back at the start. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Alright, we're going through this again, but then there was an exit at some point
Yet
that
there was not a
had
single
escape
person here
written on it,
either.
so I want to see what
Feeling
that
a
does.
wave of disbelief,
Hey!
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
He closed my broom closet.
Coming to a
Jerk.
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Because the boss knows that what the boss says goes. If the boss has suffered losses, then that's what the boss chose. I'm still upset that we can't flush the toilet. Game devs, let us flush toilets. I know, right? Oh! Why are we shooting a panda? Business strategy. Oh my god, we got elevator music. Paranormal cleanup, you have to plunge the toilets. And that is something. He's singing along to the elevator music. Y'all let me know how the stream is looking. It looks happier. I will say that. I mean, looks like there's still like skipped frames due to encoding lag. But even that's not as bad as it used to be. Does this not actually go anywhere? actually go anywhere. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Out of your mouth. I know. Don't actually lick it, though. Don't actually lick it. Don't actually lick it. I know it looks like a food, but it's a toy. Don't actually lick it.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
I like how the how it says calming new age music in the captions too.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
What are you pouting about?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read
Nope.
Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
I don't believe you.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
There's a Stunky in chat. Catch that Pokemon. Whee!
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Excuse?
You were close.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Oh no, I've already gotten at least one ending.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
That's kind of neat. Nature paintings. We got Stanley's computer. Office layout. This blueprint shows the office from the beginning of the game. The path from Stanley's office to the 2 doors was the first part of the game that was built. Sections have been added and altered throughout development, though the core layout remains almost identical to the first iteration. Corridor. The pacing of this opening section was important to get right. This corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the 2 doors in a good time. Big guy, can you keep it down a little bit, please? Thank you. Filing cabinets. Office computers. Oh my gosh, solitaire. Can we actually play it? No. Employee database. I wanted to play the solitaire. The office. Button sounds. A selection of the sounds used throughout the game when buttons are pressed. Each sound is a mix of a keyboard stroke and a synthesized tone. I like that one. We got the credits, which is nice. What's this way? The office. Maintenance room, an early version of the maintenance room. I still can't jump. Boss's office. Scenes from the development of the boss's office. Office clock. Freedom ending. This was the very first incarnation of the freedom ending in the game's alpha. Which I got that ending. Countdown desk. One of the desks from an early version of the countdown ending. We did not get that one. Freedom ending. This is the freedom ending as it existed in beta. Hi, Siren.
Wait a minute.
Oh, I didn't even see it. My apologies. Yeah, let me get that for you.
Take him and run. What?
Pardon my butt. But Flowey is back here with Cass. Toriel, can you hold Cass for me? Thank you. Yes, Flowey dance time is Flowey. Sexy booty. No, you have an hour before snack time, Bigger. It is an actual Flowey. My brother got me Flowey for Christmas. Was that last year or the year before? And the kids love him. He's very loud. And he lives up here. Yes, we got a Zelda crop top on today because it's comfy as fuck. And then we also have Toriel is up here next to Cass and Flowey. And then we got Catnap and Poppy. And then a crap ton of axolotls. Oh, and there's a Pikmin. And Falcor is down here. And Blue Shell. Blue Shell. That one's quite obvious. And the axolotl that Ms. Lux got me is on Toriel's head. So yeah. Also, not lies. Truth. Monitor room elevator. For a time, the elevator in the monitor room could go up or down with freedom above and countdown below. We abandoned this when players found it too difficult to remember what was up and what was down and placed the two endings together instead. Okay, so I need to get back to the monitor room for the countdown time. Oh, okay. Countdown room. Let's see. Game design mock-up. This is the level that William, the level designer, sent Davey, the writer, as a kind of audition piece. The strength of this level got William hired to design the full game. Though much of the environment has changed, the basic layout from this mock-up is still in the game. That's neat. It's called Nailing Your Interview. The Lounge. An early version of the Lounge. Trying to make sure I get to everything in here, but it's like a lot. The apartment timer. In a previous version of the choice leading to the apartment ending, a timer would give you 15 seconds to pick up the phone. Not picking up the phone would lead to a different ending. The cargo lift. The second version is functionally the same as what's in the final game, but we wanted it to look more like a place where cargo was actually stored. I do have to go back there too, because I jumped off the lift. The cargo lift was always intended to offer the choice of staying on or jumping to a different path. However, after this early version, we decided we also wanted the option of the player falling to their death. Well, we didn't do that either, so we'll have to try that. Maintenance layout. The flow of hallways following the first two doors was important to get right since players will replay them so many times. We discussed a number of designs, but ultimately it was the simplest version that won out. Interesting. Meeting room. The game is now paused. Escape menu. For a long time we had an ending that only ended when the player restarted from the escape menu. Unfortunately, very few players realized that this is what they were supposed to do, which was frustrating for everyone. Which one? Zending. This screenshot depicts an early version of the ending known as the Zending, which was eventually cut and merged with another part of the game. Zending model. The Zending went through many iterations. This room represents the fourth version of the ending, and we thought it was complete, but decided to abandon and change it again shortly before launch. Zending levers. These levers were originally part of the Zending. The player would pull a lever, and the narrator would describe what color they had pulled. Please don't touch that. You want a French fry? That's not how you ask. Trailers. Here you go. We ran 4 major teaser trailers over the course of the game's development. Each meant to convey something about the spirit of the game. Don't stand on that big guy, you're going to break it. This is the first one released in May 2012. It features a series of broken rooms and the voice of the narrator informing viewers that he is repairing a new version of the Stanley Parable. Okay, so I did those. Okay, if you want me to bite the tips, you actually have to hand me the French fry. Did you eat your pizza? You should eat your pizza. Okay.
Can I do it?
No,
Why?
because this isn't the Power Wash game. Stanley's office. From left to right, the evolution of Stanley's office over time. The first was created in November 2011, the second in March 2012, and the third in February 2013. So we got a bigger desk and then lost a monitor. Out, big guy. Narrator emails. After the second trailer we sent out, we asked people to email the narrator for questions. While we had initially planned to use these further promotional materials, we never found the perfect use for them. Here are a selection of those emails. How do you make a JRPG? How do you make the worst game ever? What is the difference between a duck? How is the game going? I hope it's as good or better than the first one. From a cool man. Are you a rock? I especially like question on that one. I approve. Could you tell me what the significance of the number 111280 is? Well, the thing I want to know is what would you do if Stanley entered any other rooms? He does not he's not pleased. There's a Bramblin in chat. Catch that Pokemon. For instance, on a scale of Max Ernst to Salvador Dali, how surreal would this game be? Oh, that's funny. I didn't get to read the other one though, and I don't want to wait for it to come all the way back. I wanted to tell you I like the Stanley Parable as much as I liked seeing a humorously small badger in swim trunks. Indeed, I liked it as much as I like walking in the park. Mong Yong. Rediff mail. How do you type with boxing gloves on? Dead strong bad. What do the lights in the control room do? I really want to know. Partner, I'm Anthony Elias, business broker. Please partner with me in a very rewarding business venture. Details will be sent to you if you are interested. Treat as important, not spam. I have a question for you, sir, and it is, what is your message for today? I like that. That's funny. Please be careful, big guy. Okay, we did that one.
You were close.
I like the money. What's up with the money? Warzone. Early in development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up on a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some people interpret it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. I've had people imply stupid shit like that to me, or on me too. Namely, I make fun of VTubers despite having also used a VTuber. see. What do we have this way? This way. We didn't go this way. The lounge. Underground. An early version of the underground portion of the game.
Stanley stood on the roof.
Narration outtakes. Kevin Brighting, the voice of the narrator, recorded dialogue for the entire game roughly 3 separate times over the 2 years of development. These are clips from early takes that were not used in the final game.
This elevator for sure would get him right back on track to where he was supposed to be in the story. Stanley pushed the big red button. Now look closely, Stanley. See how it's impossible for the player to do anything in this room? Perfect example of core-level design. Textbook It's the kind of thing you'd pick up on intuitively if you had even the most fundamental understanding of good and bad game design. But of course, you'll probably spend the next hour trying to solve it. Here, I'm just going to make this easy on you. Well, in that case, I'll tell you what. You win. Congratulations. You did it. I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. What do we do now? Stanley, where are you right now? Where am I? I'm trying to figure out, but I can't. Stanley, who am I? Can you speak to me? Please talk. Have we done this before? Have we been in this room before? How many times have we done this? How many times have I said these exact words? Say something. Anything. Help me, Stanley. I don't know who, what I... Stanley, help. Don't. And finally, he pushed the number 6. Then he pushed the number 4.
I still wish I could jump. Maybe it's just this way now.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you
Hello,
see
Third
how much they
Mango.
need one
How are
another?
you? I hope you're having a good day.
No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time...
Yes, this is my first time playing it. I've seen the gameplay before. I just never played it myself. Nope, we're back at our desk again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2
Yeah, let's
open
go
doors,
this way this time.
was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
I mean, that's better than any
Stanley
employee
didn't want
lounge
to
I
go back
had,
to
but
the
we
office.
didn't have an
He
employee
wanted to
lounge,
wander
so...
about and get even further off track. So now, in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see, we went down, right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely,
perpetually.
definitely this way. No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Big guy.
Stanley decided to
can't
go
take
to
a
the
nap.
meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I just wish we could jump so I could be parkouring all over this place. That's all I want. I just want to jump.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No,
This is
no, I
new.
restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Okay, well, I can't go that way. Alright, let's go this way, see what's happening. Inner guilt. Everyone knows what you did. They're just holding back to let you torture
I'll
yourself.
say it.
Open it.
This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there
got
definitely
the
was a
cat
story
before.
here before. Do we just...
This is
Do we
another
need to restart the game
tunnel.
again? Well, I
Okay.
find it unlikely that
are
we'll
you
ever
in the
progress
tunnel?
by starting over and over again.
Maya,
But
in
it's
the
got to be better
tunnel?
than this. Okay, let's give it a shot.
Kind of.
Why not?
That's the tunnel.
I was wandering there.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Cat fur. This is called the Stanley Parable.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
It's not scary.
No, this isn't a scary game. It's a funny game. This is my only parkouring I can do. Parkour! No falling asleep, mister, okay?
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
He's fucking with us now.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building.
There's a footlight.
Is that correct? Hmm.
And those
Do you remember,
nothing.
Stanley? Well, do you know
Little
what?
picture box.
Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid
says
off.
you
So,
win.
good job.
Say yay.
Yay!
Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart. All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
I got stuck on a door.
Those doors all what?
But that's not where we went before. Let's go see what this goes.
Yeah. I don't know why that goes.
No, no, I'm down. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
That. Hey, you've been down that. Is that the hallway?
Mm-hmm.
It's over the doors. Oh, that's the dead end.
I want to play solitaire. Let me play solitaire.
Those doors are what?
Thank you, big guy. There's a lick-a-tongue in chat. Catch that Pokemon.
And what that called? What's that called?
What's what called?
You see? The line knows where the story
The
is.
game?
It's over in this
Stanley
direction.
Parable.
Onward, Stanley.
Thank you,
to
Redster.
destiny.
Funny.
Though, here's a thought.
Is that the funny
Wouldn't
game?
wherever we end up be our destination,
B12
even if there's
OG.
no story there?
B12.
Or to put it another
OG.
way, is the story of no destination still a story?
What's in it?
Hello,
Something
Miss
that moving
Lux.
forward
Welcome in. How are
on a
you?
journey Such that a
Old school
destination is
fans.
inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself. Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a
Is that the
byproduct
hallway?
of one's subjective experience
Is that
of
the
that
hallway?
existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office,
You're watching the
is this
shenanigans.
office, in fact, the skeleton of my
There's
own
more
relative
shenanigans.
experiential
I'm not
mental
crazy,
subjective
Malin.
construct? Whoa,
I've
whoa,
just
whoa,
been
whoa.
in a very bad mood for 40 years.
What are you
Weird back
doing?
there?
Hi,
Well,
Mama.
I'd like to
How are you?
apologize.
Big guy,
Not
can
sure
you
where I
hang
was
on?
going
Get off
with
my
all
hair
that.
first.
You know
Can you
what?
get off my hair
I
first,
think
and then
what
you
we
can sit
need
on my
right
shoulders?
now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Big guy.
You were close.
I'm doing alright. Hi, big guy. There are ghosties. There are. Wait, what's this way? What's this way? Oh. That's rude. I want to jump. It's a lot of question marks. Goodness. My goodness. you comfy, big guy? Good. Glad. Don't pull that. Don't pull that. I can't see it right now, big guy. It's on my head. Where do I get a bucket, though? Monthly ledgers, corporate imbalances, annual reviews, consolidation reports, departmental accounts, financial records. Huh? Okay. Personnel files, budget analysis. I'm very confused. Employee 432 peer reviews. Oh my god. I know. You did. I'm very confused by that, but okay.
Wait, cut the music, go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
How much do we have to study it? What are you doing?
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No, no, no. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Oh, look, we're back here.
No, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart. You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Where am I supposed to go? Oh, this door, I guess.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and
Hi,
Stanley
Mr.
forging a new
Kit.
path, a
Thank
new
you for the
story that
lurk.
could be
Look,
Where are
another
you?
What
Phasma.
do you want our story to be? Go wild.
writing.
Oh, what the fuck was
Use your
that? Oh.
imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley.
Hey, ghost writing.
I'm
Is it
ready for
Pulte,
it.
Demon, or Mylan?
Pulte, Demon, or Myling?
Oh no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Books are very scary. Are you comfy, big guy? Yeah. That's good.
Ah, a A choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
The confusion ending. Deviate from maintenance room, end up in monitor room, narrator restarts game. First restart. Discover the two doors room now has many additional doors, aimless wandering, narrator restarts the game. Second restart. The office is now a dead end. Turn around, find another dead end. End up in another building. Narrator restarts the game. Third restart. Adventure line. Nonsense, philosophy, and music. Return to the office. Return to the monitor room. Fourth restart. Adventure into unexplored territory. Find the line again. Welcome back, Stun Papa. How's your test? I hope it went well. Yes, he just belched. Did you just fart too? I hope that was only a fart. That sounded juicy. 70 out of 75. Very nice. Adventure into unexplored territory. Find the line again. Find the confusion ending schedule. Narrator restarts the game. Fifth restart. Narrator forgets about previous restarts. Ow. I'm not sure that was just a fart. Like, honestly, it almost sounded like he puked. And then when I realized he didn't, I'm sure he has a load now in his pants. That'll be fun. You want to say hi, big guy? Hi. Stanley attempts to play the story but is prevented. It's not Poop J.
Hi, Poop Day. Hi,
St-
Poop Day. Hi, Poop Day. Hi, Poop Day. Hi, Poop Day. Hi, Poop Day.
Can you guys hear him?
Hi, Poop Day. 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 Hi, Poop Day.
Oh, there's a video of B12 egging him and my daughter on to say J poop, J poop, J poop, J poop. Ow, that's my hair. Hi, you. Welcome in. How are you? If you like seeing that, that's actually where Jay's new entrance sound comes from. Is that video? Oh, he ripped out my hair. It is Jay's sound alert now. Here, while we're waiting here. No, it's only when he comes in, so it'll only play the first time. But I can play it. It also does his shout out, so we get his shout out too.
I just wanted to see what the message box said.
It was funny. Alright. Yes, he does have good beard on occasion. Alright, Stanley attempts to play the story but is prevented, unable to go anywhere or do anything. The game restarts on its own. Sixth restart. Find the line again. Begin following the line. Find an identical replica of the office that has begun to deteriorate. Attempt to make up a story here. Narrator restarts the game. Seventh restart. There is no longer an office, simply black space. Wander in the blackness. Find a bookstore. Get bored and leave. Narrator restarts the game. Eighth restart. Narrator is gone. After a long time, Stanley dies. Sounds good.
Hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me
They are a
that's
lot
what
of fun,
this is?
yes.
It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times?
Like, he was
It's really
pretending to
how
eat his
all
foot
this
earlier
goes?
today.
It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this
Yes.
thing.
He would try
Wall.
to.
Well, who consulted
You just
me?
had dinner, good.
Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How
Oh,
would we
we're
even
cycle
know?
breakers like in Bendy.
Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey. Though
Hey,
they're all
Betty.
saying that
Welcome
life is
in. How
about
are
the
you?
journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we
I
are
had a salad
right
for
now.
dinner. That was yummy.
We'll find out, won't we? Eventually.
Oh,
But
I
in
do
the
too.
meantime, if you
I'm doing pretty good.
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall.
There's a Lurantis in chat. Catch that Pokemon.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Oh, I don't know. I ate it.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the
You hand
Stanley
mommy the
Parable
remote
was
and
a
I'll put
video
something
game
on for you.
released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very
You were
excited to see the
close.
thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere?
Very
Oh,
nice.
there we go. All right, finally,
Okay,
at
Stone
long
Papa.
last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if, oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Alright, ads are going to be starting up in about a minute. During that, I will go on a quick BRB just for a bio break and to get the kids some SNACKs.
All right. All right,
Jump
let's
circle.
see it's The jump circle?
Yay! Can I get out of the circle and jump? No. Well, god damn it. I want to keep jumping. Heckin' rude.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh wait, there's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Thank you for enjoying the new content.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for the...
Okay, we are in ads. We are going to take our quick BRB, and you make sure you guys take a moment for yourselves as well. You know, stretch, hydrate, go to the bathroom, whatever you have to do, and we'll be right back. Yes, how do you guys enjoy this? I missed the H! Shit! I want to go back. I want to go back. Dead. Whoa, look at her! Dude, she's neat.
Oh my god.
I saved you.
Followed you.
I saved you.
She just ran back in. Oh my god, did you see her? She like sauntered away all like head down, a little sad. She's a sad puppy.
Nice catch, B12. I'm gonna check this one. Really? Yeah? You're saying hi? Yeah! Oh, that was so cute. You gonna say hi again? Can you blow kisses? That you 90 mil. Lots of claw and rocks, huh? Oh, please tell me y'all heard that. Oh no. No. No thank you. No. I hate that. I hate that. I hate it. I hate. Nope.
I think I cryogenize the body by shooting
right
a
now
million
in my
snowballs.
brain.
Is your smudge safe, Mellums? Is it good?
I believe it's good, yeah.
Why didn't you use it while you were being
Because my brain went, ah!
How did that go?
What? One more time?
Nope. That was it. You know where to find it, but that was it.
Time to clip that for later.
Anyways,
I will accept clips of Mellums making a J noise, please and thank you.
That was me.
Oh no. No. No thank you. No. I hate that. Alright, we're back. Welcome back, everybody.
Their fan base
You're right.
rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What
It
quality
actually
assurance
does.
department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
I was an easel. That's different.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something. Oh, you don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. You're a dork anyway, so who cares? Oh, never mind. You're not a dork.
Coffee nut. He called me a dork. One jerk.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Alright, this is pretty.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Aw, this
You
is
see,
neat.
Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it
Oh my
all
god, look at the
meant
Steam
something.
page.
Oh, the waste.
The original remake. I like that he just taped over the name on that one. Smile because it happened. Don't play for 5 years. It is impossible to get this achievement. Oh my god, is there an achievement for don't play for 5 years? Don't play the Stanley Parable for 10 years? Play the Stanley Parable for the entire duration of a Tuesday. Interesting. They really are. I like the optimism in thinking that Steam's going to be around for 10 years yet. Ooh, contacts are moving. Creator surprisingly down to earth. Oh. Now we got a French song.
And over here,
There's a
is where I
Nicket in
take
chat.
reviews
Catch
of
that
the Stanley
Pokemon.
Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Well, that got depressing fast. What's downstairs, though? Memory zone maintenance.
You were close.
I did, and I got it boarded up, and I was really upset. I like this one. People play games because of what they can do inside them, and your game is very good at letting them know they can't do anything. Literally, anything.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
The serious room.
Oh, these were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they? Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
This is so fun. I wish I could jump though. Where's jump when you need him?
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
You need good and bad. Otherwise, you'll never get better.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Oh, he'll do anything.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No, 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 no. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people, and if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming
Not doing it.
so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So, now you see, blah, 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, no, until 245. that the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say, the story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is. So on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So, now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, no, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say, the story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is. So on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So, now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, no, until 245.
I'm just seeing if there's a point where he just like keeps.
Therefore becomes impossible
He's just
to
like, all right,
manufacture.
push
It
the
went
damn button
on for
already.
Nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say, the story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is. So on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end
Oh, it just
of
keeps
time,
looping,
at which
doesn't it?
time everything all at
That's
once.
sad.
So, now you see, blah 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 blah.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your Greek gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make
That's
you
right, Big Girl.
more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite? You see, it could in fact be both of these things at once. Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what cooking... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really an... Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunity.
Oh, the door fully disappeared.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain. The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
Don't lean on mommy's monitor, please, okay? Oh. Hello, what happened here? Parkour? No parkour. No parkour? Parkour? No parkour. Okay. There's a victory bell in chat. Cash App Pokemon B12OG. Hey, Doe. Welcome in. How are you doing today? Good. That's good to hear. Always good to see you. I'm just annoying a narrator to the point where he won't talk to me now. Oh, now we got plants. And birdies. Have we found the start of Stray? Oh, now they're all gone. Hello. I'm doing pretty good.
You were close.
And now it's time for Words of Wisdom with Mellums. Hi, Mellums. How are you today? Hello, Miss Fabulous Faye.
Scroll, I can't smash, there we go.
I like how there's just a corpse casually right there. I don't know because I didn't watch Jay's, but possibly. I don't know if he got the deluxe edition, ultimate deluxe edition, because right now we're in some of that content right now. Okay. Back at the desk. Back at the
How
original opening.
wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted.
Oh. Yeah, I got the deluxe edition because it was on sale.
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
You want your racetrack down. That's not how you ask. Okay, bring it closer. Please hold, folks. There you go, big guy. Please be careful, it's heavy. Yep. Okay, here we go in this elevator.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
The end is never the end
Yes,
again.
You see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience built
Testing
from the
two
ground
printers
up.
at the
Wide
same
a sea
time.
of possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for. Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term
Good stuff, energy.
franchising.
I mean, hey, Staker, check this out.
Hey, True. Welcome in. How are you? What are you doing?
I ain't gonna
Oh,
do that.
God.
Look, she would kill me if I did that.
True. You got me. That was mean. How are you, True? There's a birdie on this laptop. That was 2 years ago. Well, you got me. It was delayed. New content is out. New content part 2 is in. Old and busted. New hotness. Boring sections of the chart. Cool red section of the chart. More TSP, better TSP, win-win. Sequential mind share. Rude. Paradigm shift, synergy, brick and mortar approach, envelop client-centric marketing. The color red, leverage holistic value. 1 to 2. Yes, the humor in this game is great. I like that they just put 2 Stanleys in that picture.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be.
Taste
but
the
let's
sequel.
take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Meeting plan. Scrum, design, pitch, break, pitch design, number 2 chat. 2 ears, 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, 2 arms, 2 legs. Who took the red marker? Me. That's some shit I would do. Just fuck with people. I think I actually did do that once at work. Sequels are good. Portal 2, Half-Life 2, Batman Arkham City 2, City, Divinity, Original Sin. Why is that plant like breathing? That was kind of weird. Doom 2, Aladdin 2, Return of Jafar, Dark Souls 2. Why are you moving? I don't feel comfortable with you moving, but okay. You move? No. Do you move? No. This way to the new show floor. We got a red carpet and everything. Holy shit. And a bus. Oh, pardon me.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Hear your name in the game.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course,
I want to jump.
the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button, which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you roleplay as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being
Jim.
Whoa, hold on. I wasn't finished setting up the backstory. If you don't properly roleplay as Jim, then you'll never understand the impact of this button. Otherwise, it's just a stupid button that says somebody else's name. Okay, we're doing it again, and this time let me finish first. Now, allow yourself to become Jim. Imagine yourself driving to work as Jim, playing frisbee on the weekends as Jim, staying up all night for a popcorn and horror movie sleepover as Jim,
table.
Developing a crippling substance addiction as Jim, rediscovering yourself through fringe religious groups
Yeah,
as
that's
Jim, and finally dying a slow
Jim's
death at
of
an
it. Oh
old
my
age,
goodness.
surrounded by members of your cult as Jim. Do you feel it in your soul? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Jim.
Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The button described you. Do it again. Do it again.
Jim.
Ooh, it hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
Jim.
Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim. I'm putting the Jim button away. Otherwise, soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually are.
Jim.
Never lets me have any fun.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable too. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
I don't want to go in there without seeing everything else. What is that flooring? Red is the new orange. Jump circle. An infinite hole. Can I have the bucket? I want the
A common
bucket.
complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me. Less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain
There's
in
a
the ass that would
Veluza
be?
in
Yes,
chat. Catch
the
that
bucket
Pokemon.
is
It
the
looks
perfect
like a
solution.
fish.
Come on, give it a try.
I have a bucket.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2. Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video? Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new
Hey,
version,
Stein.
the office could
Welcome
use a bit
in.
of
How are you?
decoration,
Thank you for the lurk. I hope you're having a good day.
but I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with? You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along.
Dick.
Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is. Or actually,
You were close.
maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
Jump circle.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well.
Can I jump? Can I jump?
Oh, wait.
Can I jump?
You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle. Oh well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece then.
That's upsetting. Let's see. Jump circle this map. Free achievement. The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. Merch. Settings. World Champion. The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. Office decorations. Epilogue. Collectibles. And infinite hole and exit. I haven't tried the infinite hole yet. But we also didn't check the merch, which I think was back this way, yeah. I don't know why merch matters if I can't see my own feet. saw the new content. Okay, I'm curious. What does the code go to? Goes to StanleyParable2.com. Oh my goodness. I'm not kidding, that's what it goes to. That's funny. It was such a great game. Yeah, let's check out the hole. Sentence I don't think I ever wanted to say.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium. You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward. Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things. Okay, Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling.
Meeting at
What
2
normal person
p.m.
actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the
Just
hole
the
was as
two
deep
of
as
us.
anyone would actually need.
We
Don't
can
you put
make
this
it
on
if we
me.
try.
Maybe you're
Just
the problem.
the two of us. Just the two of
Look,
us.
things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean.
Every
Why
pause
don't we
button
just
is a
put all
Roman
this
numeral
behind
too.
us and agree to just call the whole mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready. Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel. Oh, for heaven... You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there, goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time? I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above.
I can't take this part seriously at
Had
all.
enough? I'm positively thrilled. I really do have so much more to show you. Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow. Okay. Yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability in marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter. Well, there it is. The shame of my lie has come. How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on. Is the, teleport button not working? You sure? Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole, I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity.
Okay. Okay. Oh. Sir, grab your bucket, please. Hi, Jay. How are you? Oh, it's lots of fun.
You're no longer using up the space of mine. My head's stronger. Now you're no longer.
Puppies! I want to see the puppies again. Oh my god, look at the puppies. What'd you eat? Was it chicken? Again?
Stanley? Stanley? Stanley! Oh good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland.
I was having
You
fun,
can't have
sir.
that, Stanley, because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want
We're
to
talking
miss
about
a single
holes.
moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really truly focused on the hole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodle-pip.
You okay, big girl? Big Guy, you want to say hi to Jay?
Hi, J Poop.
I knew it. I knew it was chicken.
Here we are.
You-
Go on. Try out some of the new features.
What that say?
It says the Stanley Parable 2.
Hey, it's number 2.
That's right.
Oh, this arrows.
Alright, so we did the whole
What that say? What that say?
free, new, and easy achievement.
What that say over there? It's pretty dark.
Pull the lever, receive your new achievement, no more steps. It just works.
Now here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Bandit tunnel. The bandit tunnel.
I do. It was on sale when I got it.
I want the bandit tunnel.
You missed him going, Poop J, Poop J, Poop J.
No, not me.
Yeah, you. There's a watch roll in chat. Catch that Pokemon. It must be a new one. What is my Pokedex at now with all these new ones? Hang on, you're on my hair. Okay. You are. Okay. Ow. Ow. You're on my hair. You are on my hair, sir. Yeah, you're on my hair. Tickle, tickle, tickle. I don't know, big guy.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Can you find them? Collect them all.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I
Oh my
don't
god,
want
it's
to
gonna be
stifle
like...
the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable.
It's like the Koroks. Are there actually 6 of
God,
them?
it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
I mean, they could give you golden poop. Big guy, leave Sissy alone, okay? Let's check out the epilogue, because I think we're safe to check that.
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, yes, it would go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Oh, okay. That's it? Okay, well. I think we're ready for the exit. Except I can't get to the exit because it's not open. I don't know, big guy. I can't look right now, okay? If there's a red Dorito back there, it should go in the trash because gross. The hell? I don't remember if I made that a sound command on here. Is it shiny? No, it's probably really not. Okay, it should go in the trash, okay? Don't eat it. Oh, we're in ads again. I'm gonna keep wandering around to see what I'm missing. Yep.
I did absolutely nothing wrong. I'm not to blame. It's not my fault.
He'll be out of there in no time. Okay, how the fuck do I get out?
Come now, you've already made your choice. It's true that you chose badly, but we all have to move on from our mistakes.
Do I actually have to find all of the little statues? Which one? The game? Okay, I can't go any further back this way now. What the fuck? Well, big girl, it's almost time for bedtime, so I don't think you're gonna be playing with it tonight. Alright, hats. Safe travels. And yeah, we're gonna be wrapping up here in a couple minutes. Cause I have to get the kiddos to bed solo tonight. I just don't know why it won't let me out. Don't tell me I need to go back to my hole, cause I will. Oh, was I just not going here?
All right, have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now? So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of...
Sure.
Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big
guy,
building
please help
where
Sissy
he was
clean up.
employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
No, we got the balloons.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting.
Fortunately, we do need
Perhaps
to
he had
end.
simply missed a memo.
Yeah.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
I just want my bucket.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't
No.
you? The aura of jealousy? It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh no. We're
getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly
Big guy,
deep
please
and
help Sissy
lasting
clean up.
friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
No.
Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go. There. Now it's settled. No more debate, no more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the closet's office.
There's a Draco Zolt in chat. Cash that
Stepping into
Pokemon.
his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Trying to hurry because there's a spot where it's like this bucket. There are no buckets beyond this point, and I don't remember where it was, but I think it was here. But I am planning to raid over to Stein because they're playing Ghost Watchers.
The elevator
and it's always
raced
a fun
downward,
time.
plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine. Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered
Big guy,
to themselves.
please help clean up. If you don't help clean up, you're not going to get a story tonight, okay? Can you go help clean up your cars?
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock.
Ours is right there.
Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be
Well,
fine.
it's time for bed anyway. Can you put that away and go clean up?
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things
I
does a
need you to
bucket
go
want
help
to
clean
do
up.
or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never... Stanley and the
Can
bucket
you pull the blanket
waited
off?
in blackness.
Thank you.
Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived
Go help
together,
Sissy clean up your cars,
with
please.
one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and... What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty. Until finally the
You
truth
too,
hit Stanley
Jay.
square in
I
the
just
face.
got those ready.
This
We're
building
gonna
did not want
play
the
this
bucket
out,
to
but
leave.
then I do have to get the kids to bed.
Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No, no, no. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Alright. That is where we have to end. Let's go raid over to Mad Dr. Stein, who is playing Ghost Watchers. Make sure he just didn't disappear from my list, because that would be frustrating. Yeah, there he is. Okay. Alright, I want to thank everyone for joining me today. Thank you again, Pyro, for the amazing 5 gifted subs. You really didn't have to do that. I really do appreciate it, though. And thank you for everyone else for chilling with me, enjoying this game. It's been a lot of fun. Yeah, I will see you guys Wednesday. Let me know if you want me to continue this or if you want me to just do some power wash because it's, you know, during the day. Who knows who can watch. I can do half and half too. It doesn't matter. Yeah, let me know. And it says the raid has been created, but it's not showing it for me. What the heck? I don't know what's going on. Please tell me that y'all see it. Because I can't. We can see it? Okay. Okay. I have no idea how much time is left on it, but yeah. Hope you all have a wonderful night. If I don't see you for the rest of this week, have a great week. And yeah, let's go give Stein some support as he plays Ghost Watchers. It doesn't say when it's going through though. Okay. Alright. Okay, let's try it again. How about now? No, I'm not seeing it again. What the fuck? It does, yes. Let's try it this way. Maybe. Or maybe it's OBS. Hang on, let me try something else. Because I want to make it work. Okay. I can see it on mobile now. So here's hoping. We'll see if it actually goes through. But yeah. Interesting. Talk to you guys later.